And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, along with
Candace May.
And good morning. It is, what do they call it? Hump Day.
Yes,
So
Wednesday, Hump Day.
Expect the camel to come walking through any moment now.
Yeah.
So, I heard you went to the dentist yesterday.
I did. I had my 17-year-old and my 5-year-old, and I probably should have taken the 5-year-old before now, but this was his first trip to the dentist, which he had no cavities. Everything was perfect, so that was good. And he loved it. I mean, he had a blast.
Do you still get suckers for being good, or is that just
he
at
got
banks?
2 Hot Wheels cars, so he was really, really racked up. You know,
They didn't do that when we were little.
Yeah, the bank gives you suckers, and the dentist gives you Hot Wheels now. So.
Back in the day, and I don't know if you were one of those fortunate few, and I want to say the guy's name was like Dr. Robinson, like 10th floor of the 3-foot building. And his chair was right by the window, and it was spooky as a kid. I remember that like it was yesterday.
I'm still afraid of going to the dentist. I don't know why. I'm one of those people that ask a million questions like, "What's that? What's that for? Like, why are you doing that? Like, is that gonna hurt?"
I think they've done everything they can to me, and it does all hurt.
Yeah.
But and then,
I have dentist anxiety.
I always think it. Did you remember the episode of Three's Company where Jack had to go to the dentist and she was dating the dentist and it was an ordeal?
No, I don't remember that one, but I used to love that show. He was hilarious. Yeah,
he was one of the best.
I still, up until just a few years ago, I mean, I was watching it on like TV Land or something. I'd still watch every episode. But I never caught that one. So.
And now I think the big ones now that are in flashing back are the Waltons. I go through and see that, and Little House on the Prairie. We see a lot of that.
Yeah. I love all the old stuff, and Andy Griffith. I love the Andy Griffith show, and Alden gets a kick out of that. My little one, he gets a kick out of that, and I think it was one of the episodes that we were watching that had the goat that ate the dynamite.
Oh yeah, that was so funny.
He thought that was so funny.
You know, not long ago they had that goat that was a loose equipment roaming the streets.
Oh, really?
Yeah, not long ago.
Oh goodness.
I saw something the other day. You know, Little House on the Prairie. Remember Ma Ingalls, the mother? She got the call to come audition, and she didn't have the money, and she wrote a hot check for an airplane ticket to go audition for that part.
Oh really?
And it worked out for her.
It did.
Now I don't think you can do that because they check your bank account as soon as you hand them a check now, don't they?
Yeah. I think they do a lot of times. They'll run it right through or something. But
coming up, we'll tell you all about the weather, and also we'll come back with some news here in just a moment. When it comes time for your groceries, drop in and see your friend Joe at the Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, where it's locally owned and operated. This week, some great deals you can pick up on is those plums and nectarines, $1.79 a pound. You can also take advantage of cantaloupes. You can get those $2.99 each at the Piggly Wiggly. And if you need some tomatoes, well, they got those too. $1.49 for a 4-pack. Also, you can get that Propel water. If you hadn't tried those before, those are really good. 6-pack bottles, 2 for $7. You can also get who can't stop eating these, the Check Mix or Bugles. You can get those 4 for $5. Also, along with, when it comes to that sweet tooth, you got to hide this back in the refrigerator because it tends to disappear with others. You get the Snickers, the Twix, or the M&M ice cream bars, 2 for $7. Bargain there. They're good too. Also, when it comes time to grilling, leg quarters. We had some last night for supper, as a matter of fact. Those Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville leg quarters, 10-pound bag for $3.99. You can also pick up the whole Boston Butts, the 2-pack, 99 cents a pound. Along with eggs, when it comes to breakfast time, they got it for you. The medium egg Piggly Wiggly brand, 89 cents a dozen. You can always get those Coca-Cola products, the 12-pack, 12-ounce cans, 2 for $9. Those deals and so many more at the Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville. Drop in to see Joe today. He'll save you some money. Well, as we shift to the weather this morning, one of the big things that we've been watching is this tropical storm, and I'm almost to the point to where I just really don't want to say the name anymore because I seem to get it wrong every time. Isaias, we'll leave it at that. It's left millions without power as it has gone up the East Coast there. More than 3 million, as I said. One person was killed by a falling tree in New York yesterday, and all so far the total of death is at 6. Now this continues to crawl up the coast there. It's been pretty rough, leaving behind a lot of water and damage. As we go over here, let's take a look at what we've got here with this. Let's close this out and go up and take a look at the path that this thing is taking all the way up through here. It is still going. It'll be moving into Montreal at some point. But a lot of rain and stuff through New York. As you look at that rain, it's moving quick now. It's not on a slow pace anymore. It's traveling very, very fast. So that's where we are with the storm at this point. So Pray for those without power. It's rough being without it. We all know that. And for those also who have lost their lives, these storms of Mother Nature that come through, it's rough. It truly is. As we switch to a more local level, boy, that 10% chance of rain jumped out of nowhere yesterday afternoon, didn't it? Well, today, there is a 10% chance of rain. Mostly sunny otherwise. That high is going to be 91. Tonight, clear sky, 69 for a low. Tomorrow, still a 10% chance. As we move toward that weekend, Friday, we'll get a 20% chance. By Saturday, a 30% chance. And by Sunday, there will be a 40% chance of showers in the forecast. Our highs are going to be roughly in the mid-90s. But as we got that shower in parts of Lauderdale County and Kemper County yesterday afternoon, it just kind of eased on in. Parts of downtown Meridian got a lot of rain. As you got further out to the West Lauderdale area, it was less rain. So that's what went on with the weather yesterday. Again, today, expected as we recap of what's going to be happening today, it's going to be warm, 91, 10% chance, and otherwise just sunny for most of the day. As we give you that weather update. Coming up more, let's go back with Candace now, and we'll find out some news stories. And good morning. As we switch to news stories this morning, well, there's a lot going on.
It is all over the world. We
turn now to, I don't know if everybody's heard about this, the explosion that happened yesterday in Beirut. And let's go over and take a look at what's going on here. Let me hit this button here and pull this up. This is coming from Twitter. If you'll see there in the background that explosion, that's definitely a mushroom cloud.
Yeah, it is. I'd be concerned about that.
Here's a picture of the aftermath of what went on there.
That is horrible.
It is. Now, supposedly this is a fireworks place where they build fireworks that exploded. But very, very hard to explain. That doesn't look like a normal explosion, does it?
I mean, I can understand. You would think a fireworks thing, it just wouldn't blow up like all at one time like that.
Yeah.
You know, you would think that it would be a little bit here, a little bit there, and then, but that mushroom cloud thing, that would concern me. That comes up, or it looks like I'm not,
Yeah, I'm not a forensic scientist, but something about it looks suspicious is what we're trying to say on all that. So that happened yesterday in Beirut. Pretty big news for them. And 25 dead at this point.
Yeah, I can't imagine anybody within a certain radius of that place being able to live through that. That's awful.
Horrible. And of course, everybody was waiting yesterday on the governor to come out and speak about schools. And as we turn to this and look at what's going on, a mandate has taken place.
Yes.
And that's going to be everybody has to wear a mask, all kids. And then they're asking everybody in the state to wear a mask for 2 weeks till schools get started. Now, it looks like the 7th through 12th grade in some hot spot areas are going to be delayed. And if I understood him right, everything else is left up to the school boards in normal situations, which in most cases have already begun.
Yeah. I really thought that he was going to say everybody in the state was going to have to wait a little longer to go to school. That's what I was looking, for him to say. But it surprised me when he just picked certain counties. But
and we threw this out there for a question there and put this on Facebook yesterday of the governor has announced a statewide mask mandate for 2 weeks. Do you think that's going to help with the reopening of schools, of keeping these numbers down? Your thoughts?
I think wearing the mask possibly could help in some instances, but like we were talking about, little ones, if they have a runny nose, you know what they're going to do. They're going to pull the mask down, wipe their, and then touch things. So I think for the little ones, I'm not sure how well that's going to work. But for older ones, and everybody has pretty much had this, hand washing thing down pat since we've been doing it for months. But I think you'd have to do it for longer than 2 weeks to really see a difference.
Overwhelmingly, everybody so far, and we'd like for you to go and leave a comment on Scotty Ray's weather, have said nope, they don't think it's going to help any. That's what the consensus so far is on the Facebook page. So if you've got a comment, love to hear from you on that.
Yes.
So keep track of what's going on with all that. That's going to be a very serious matter with the kids. Everybody's worried about that. Yeah. As we switch to our next news story, and this has been kind of behind the scenes of what's been going on for the last few weeks. I don't know a whole lot of details, but 2 different people have been shot in the same area in Meridian, fatalities.
Yes.
And this is, if you know where Dairy Queen is on Highway 39, back there behind it, that road that follows around behind the new Walmart in that general area. One was a robbery a few weeks ago, a supposed robbery. I think they're still investigating. And then I'm not real sure on this new one that happened, if it was an argument over a gun or whatnot. A lot of rumors on it, but both are still being investigated by MPD.
Yes. You know, you'd think they would kind of have to, being around the same area, that they would know each other, you know.
Boy, oh boy.
Unless you just get caught in the wrong area at the wrong time. And like I was telling Scotty Ray, I thought I was going to take a shortcut one day, and I ended up on a dead-end street, and it scared me to death. I was like, oh, my goodness.
I have, especially, you know, and I know, you know, especially I have some friends that live on the Kemper, Lauderdale County line. There's shortcuts through there that you can take out past Martin. What's that, Martin? What's that road there that runs into Kemper Road from the old Martin School? Martin, it's got a name. Martin
Moore?
No, it's Martin. It's, you come to the stop sign.
There's a Bird Dorner.
No, that's down behind the school.
I live in, I mean, yeah.
This is where the old school burned down.
Okay.
That road that runs to Kemper County.
Okay. Kemper Martin?
Maybe that's it.
I think it is.
Maybe not.
I should know, but, you know, I'm not real.
Yeah, I'm going to have to work
on
that.
I
should look it up on a map, I'm sure. As we move to our next story on this, an 18-year-old, and this goes back to people of mamas and daddies taking responsibility and whooping kids, I think.
Yeah.
But an 18-year-old Portland guy has been charged with for endangering a federal officer. Well, actually, he hurt him. He threw one of those explosive devices in the courthouse that went off and hurt the cop. He's been charged now in Oregon there.
Yeah. You know, when I first read this, I was like, oh, that's awful. I mean, it is awful.
Right.
It's in itself, it's a horrible thing. And then I look at this person and I'm thinking, that's somebody's kid. You know, you don't know what they've been through, and I am not excusing it in any kind of way. That's no excuse to do things like that at all. But
you know, and what he done was, that the courthouse was boarded up. He goes up and pulls a board off, throws the explosive device in there.
Right.
So
yeah, I mean, I definitely, I'm sure that maybe he didn't get the guidance he needed growing up, obviously, you know.
He didn't get the belt he needed.
Yeah, that's right. But this goes back to, you know, people, a lot of times they do things.
You're getting, what do you call that, weak, what's the lighthearted, the mother in you's coming out.
I don't know. It's really, you know, I don't know. You never know what people are going through. That's why I'm going to drop that. But I'm not excusing that at all. He needs to be prosecuted. But
18, and he is an adult.
Right.
He will have to pay the man. I think it was like 30 years on one and 20 years on the next charge. He got 2 charges on that, so he could be away for a long time.
Yeah,
we'll see.
It's a sad situation. I mean, people turn out all kind of different ways, and like I said, you never know how they grow up.
No, you don't.
You don't know if they've had parents in their life or not parents in their life, and you know.
So that's one of them. And, you know, and I don't know how you feel about all of this, of where people go out and they paint murals on the street, whether it's Black Lives Matter or if it's a Trump one. Now, in Florida, and it was in Tampa, this group went out and painted a Back the Blue in front of the courthouse. Well, they didn't get the right document, so most likely it's going to have to come up because it wasn't done correctly. But in my opinion, and this is only my opinion, I don't think our streets in any town ought to have this put on it, no matter what it is.
Right. That's exactly. I believe you shouldn't. To me, that's like graffiti.
Yeah.
Even though it's for a certain group or not for, you know, you shouldn't be able to. Nobody should be able to paint on the streets. You know.
Period. Whoever it is, it just that ain't where it belongs. A billboard.
You want to do some signs, a billboard. You know, that's one thing, but you know, it just leads to a lot of.
It's somebody else's
feelings. Yeah.
You know, what's going to happen when some group that you don't like wants to do it?
Well, I even was watching a guy and a girl. I saw it on the news last night. Who I think I was watching Fox or something, and they were talking about they got arrested. They were outside of an abortion clinic, and instead of Black Lives Matter, it said preborn Black Lives Matter is what they had on their shirts, and they were writing it on the sidewalk in chalk. Now, chalk that could be rinsed off, but they arrested them for it.
Wow.
Yeah, they arrested them for writing on the sidewalk in chalk.
And, you know, because I know kids have that type, the type that when it rains, it washes away. And it's probably the same. Chalk comes up.
Yeah.
Unlike some of these with spray paint.
That's right, yeah. And this, you know, you never know if they've asked somebody could they do something or not. But, you know, just don't write on things. Don't paint on things.
Because the next thing you know, it's going to be political ads that are put on streets. And then it goes a step further, and then, you know, your town looks bad.
Draw a line and don't let anybody cross it.
Yeah,
and that's
no matter who.
That's right.
So as we go to our next news story, and I didn't catch this guy's name when I saw this at all. And I can't say that I can pronounce it either. But I do know how to pronounce Dirty Harry. And he was in it. He was also in the movie Brewster's Million. You remember that one? And then also Cobra, which had Stallone back in the day. Wasn't a real good movie, but Groundhog Day was pretty good, and Dr. Dolittle. But he played in all those. He has passed away. So condolences to his family there. As we move to our next news story there, this one kind of caught me off guard. She was arrested, and you think about people that go to the beach. How many thongs have you seen at a beach? Whether you liked it or not.
I'm like, nobody wants to see that.
Right.
Well, okay, I can't
back.
say nobody because obviously somebody probably does. But, I mean, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see your pants around your thighs.
That's true, too.
Like, pull your pants up and put some clothes on and, don't go out in public showing body parts that nobody wants to see.
Now, I don't know if you've seen the video of this. She was cuffed and detained. Somebody called and complained and said, hey, she's showing too much skin with her best friend sitting over here that you can see through her shirt.
Yeah.
So the cop showed up, and there is a law in Myrtle Beach that says you can't wear a thong. It's still on the books. So
you'd think they would have given her a warning, though.
At the
end. Wrap something around you or something.
In the end, they let her go, but they gave her a hard time over it.
Yeah.
Because they were reciting codes about being nude, and it had nothing to do with being nude. But there is a law there that says you can't wear a thong at Myrtle Beach.
Okay.
So,
it's a good law.
Yeah. And some other states ought to take it up.
They need more laws like that everywhere. Yeah.
Now, this was a neat story. Who didn't watch Kevin Costner in Field of Dreams?
I love that movie. I thought it was a really neat movie.
In the exact location of where the farm was, they have built the ball field there. And the two teams that were going to play in the movie, they had set to play this fall, and we're going to do the game. And with COVID, it's going to have to be postponed. But I had no idea that they were building this.
I had no idea either. I think it's a really neat thing. I'd love to be able to go see it one day. That would be really neat.
It's postponed to 2021, and they will play, and it'll be the first Major League Baseball game ever in Iowa.
To me, I know all these postponements are probably, they're not convenient for people, and I know people look forward to seeing stuff, but to me it would be so much better when you don't have to worry.
Yeah.
Just postpone it, and that way everybody will have a good time, and you don't have to worry about anybody getting sick if we can get past this,
And there will be a vaccine.
Yeah.
I don't know when,
yeah.
but it will come eventually. This one, did you even know that she'd been married this many times?
No, I didn't. I mean, I knew the Michael Jackson one.
Who didn't know about that one?
But no, I did not know that. But it looks, so she's been separated for 4 years?
Separated, and they're now just going through the divorce. And you think, wow, he looks a little odd. You ought to see the rest of the pictures I found of that boy. I've never heard of him before.
Yeah, but, I hadn't either.
We'll say he's different. Husband number 4 is gone now. And she just lost her son. How many
That
weeks
was horrible. Yes. The one that looked so much like Elvis.
Yeah, he did.
He looked a lot like him. To me, she looks so much like her dad, though. She looks a lot like Elvis.
I've heard her sing, but it just never caught on, did it? It just didn't pick up.
Yeah.
So that's the latest with Lisa Marie. That's a quick look at what we have this morning in news stories. And always, we'd love for you to visit the webpage there, make a comment. We'll try to have a question each day for you to comment on.
Yeah, and feel free to send in a comment if we have a question out there. That way we can get feedback from people, and we love to hear your answers to everything.
Absolutely. Coming up, I'll recap the weather for you. And Candace, thanks for dropping by this morning.
Thank you. I enjoyed it.
During these challenging times, there are some things that you can count on every day. One of them is that Rick Justice Automotive will work hard to help you find just the right vehicle. Rick Justice has late model, low mileage vehicles and 72-month, 72,000-mile warranties available on all vehicles. Come see us today, and we'll show you how we've been helping your friends and relatives find the car, truck, or SUV that was right for them. We will earn your business.
As we recap the weather today, again, today's going to be a nice day. 10% chance of rain, but otherwise it's going to be sunny, that high reaching about 91. As we look for our extended forecast, let's go back over the radar and take a look at this. As we move in toward the weekend, as we said, 30% chance jumping up on Saturday. We get to 40% by Sunday, and by Monday, 50% chance of rain jumping back in that forecast as we look at that extended forecast. So that's what we're looking at. Again, today it's going to be sunny, nice weather, but there is that chance of an afternoon shower jumping in somewhere. We don't leave that out. One says 0, another one says 10. So we're going to go with 10 so I won't be made a fool out of again. We'll go with, they predicted it. We'll say it's going to happen. I'd like to say a big thank you to the folks that help us out with the weather and our news and everything each day. The good folks at EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative, along with Graphics Guru. If you need something done, drop in to see Zane today there on B Street. He'll help you get it all done with that digital printing. SMI Automotive, along with San Marcos Mexican Restaurant. You can also take advantage of the Piggly Wiggly there, along with Rick Justice Automotive, the Co-op, Lauderdale County Farm Supply, Exit 151, and Hooper's on 22nd Avenue, along with Kim's Photography. Great folks, all locally owned and operated. Help them out where you can. Spend your money locally. Keep that cash in our areas. Again, thank you for watching. If you've got a suggestion, I'd love to hear from you. Drop me a note at Scotty Ray's Weather and let me know what you're thinking. You can visit us on YouTube. There's several ways, Instagram, all these good places, along with Facebook. Again, thank you for spending part of your day with me. Like, share, and invite your friends to be a part of Scotty Ray's Weather.